Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. Good morning. It is Saturday, November 19th, and we've had a little bit of cold weather. The forecast, in fact, the temperature over on the other side of the bay, just about 5 miles over there, got below freezing. It did not get below freezing here. It only got heat down to 37 here, which is very nice. But I wanted to do a little follow-up on the low tunnel here and how it worked. I have not opened it yet, so you're going to get to be part of the reveal. I have a feeling it's going to be probably in good shape. You see some of the leaves are sticking on the edge here. That's not good, but it's an inevitability. It's going to happen with something like this. In fact, the big pepper plant, there's a big pepper plant right here that's not touching anything. That's curious. Have to see what that looks like. But anyway, I have decided, if you watch the original video on where I built this put this together and described what I was going to do, I was not sure if I was going to cut off all the extra, and well, I've decided I'm cutting off the extra. I'm going to make it just long enough for this. I'm going to mark this sheet for this bed, and maybe I'll get a couple seasons out of it, couple of years of use out of it. But it's a little breezy this morning. It's a little chilly. As you saw before the opening sequence, the bees are actually surprisingly a little active this morning. So that's very cool. They are a little more busy in keeping warm. It's like 57 degrees and they're that active. So I was very surprised how many were coming and going. But anyway, so yeah, here we go. We're gonna see what's in here together. So there's a lot extra on here, a lot more than I had originally thought there would be, as seen in the previous video. But looking in here, wow, I see some big peppers. Actually, things look really good. I'm kind of pleased. That's nice. All right. I see a red shishito pepper I gotta pick. Yeah, it looks like it did pretty good. Protected from the coldest, which 37 is not real cold, but I'm trying to keep it as warm as possible now. This thing didn't quite keep a whole degree of temperature like I thought it would. It kept it pretty close to the outside. I know it wasn't perfect. I tried to get it as sealed down as I could, but for the most part it stayed a degree above the ambient temperature when it was cloudy. However, when the sun came out, it got about 8 degrees above. So that was kind of nice. That's more what I was hoping for. As soon as the sun hit it, it heated up like instantly. So some of that heat got into the soil, which is what I was looking for. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take off all the rest of the bricks and get it set up. I wanted to show you all exactly how this worked. I had a question as to exactly what this structure was, and I wanted to show how it worked. So that's really it. I'm just gonna trim the plastic down and get the plastic shifted down a little bit so that it's more squarely on the bed. But yeah, so there we go. Let's get back to work. So there we go. Converted to warmer weather setting with the ends up. I'm still leaving the plastic up, but you'll notice it's single layer now. When I first built this, if you saw that video, you'll remember that I tried folding it back and it ended up being like triple layer, and that was just way too much plastic. So this is single layer now. I did roll up the ends. These clips that I'm using here are probably the only weak spot in my whole plan, because I don't know that they're UV protected, so I may only get a season or two out of this. I use these in my work as a handyman, and they get replaced frequently. But I did plant out, you'll notice I filled up the end of the bed, I moved this down. Also, okay, this is important, I flipped this arch over. And if you can see here, the cross piece is actually now on the inside, but there's a sharp edge right there. And when it was flipped over, those sharp edges were on the outside. So what happened was, when it was pulling down the plastic, it was shredding the plastic up here and right at that sharp point. So with it flipped over, the plastic is pulled over a smoother edge. So I think the plastic may last a little longer. I stick duct tape on it, but I'm gonna leave it open here. It does get water. You saw me arranging the drip line in here. It does get its own well water. It's not city water, it is well water. I did plant out the last of our 2 Scotch bonnets and a peri-peri, which are our special peppers this year. And I did them down here on the end where it gets the most sun, hopefully. I think this is a Scotch bonnet too. Yes, another Scotch bonnet, a jalapeno, and no, that's a fatale and a jalapeno. So hopefully this fatale will, it used to have big, beautiful leaves, but it does have a lot of new leaf growth, and I'm hoping that now that it's out in the dirt, it's doing good. I did add a bag of potting soil to this. It's what I had right now. Not potting soil, garden soil. And we're gonna have a conversation about using complete compost and compost mixed with some medium like sand or clay at a future date. Thanks to Gardener Scott, I may be altering the way I do things, but you can see everything looks green. I can see some golden cross up there, not quite ready. That peri-peri right here is still growing. So the longer it stays on, the hotter it'll get, which is just fine by me. But I see bell peppers up in there. I see a orange bell here and a Chinese sweet bell up there. I see some new stuff coming out. So this is definitely not suffered because of the cold. Definitely. Yeah, it's done very well. The Dragon Cayenne actually stayed out, and it's looking like it's having a little bit of, well, it looks like it's having nutrient problems too, but it's gonna have to tough it out in the cold this year. It's an old plant. I'm afraid it's probably gonna go the way of my Thai hot down there, and I've got another jalapeno and a couple of fatale out here, which I gotta harvest, I see. But anyway, so that's how the high tunnel works. You close the ends when it gets cold, hopefully to protect it from freezing temperatures. And you can open it up like this when it's not quite so cold the next few days. It's supposed to be in the, somewhere between, the highs are between mid 60s and low 70s, which is really good temperature. If that was gonna be the temperature, then I would leave it open. The nights are gonna get down to the low 50s. So don't really need to protect it. Mainly what I'm protecting is from the wind that comes from the north, that direction. So wind that comes across here, the coldest wind will not hit the plants as much. So anyway, I do have a temperature gauge out in there that I'm going to leave there. But yeah, these peppers look very, very happy. I'm very excited to have a structure like this that we can hopefully bring some of these through the winter. And that now that it's the full bed, I have the last 6 plants in. Yeah, I'm really excited now. So That spaghetti squash that was here, yeah, it didn't make it. Moment of silence. Okay, so that's over with. Anyway, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel. We are growing our community, and it's something you can do to help get on the ground floor of this and help us grow the community and grow the channel. If you like this, the structure, seeing how this works, please click the thumbs up on the video. Hopefully you can use it. Now this can work in colder climates too for different things. I see people use this for things like lettuce and stuff in very cold climates. You have to keep it closed and you have to figure out a way to get into it. But anyway, share the video on social media if you can, please. That helps grow the community. That's like the best thing you can do. And all these are free things that you can do, free. It don't cost you a penny. And it helps to grow the community tremendously. So there you go. And we're heading out of town for a few days. So this should be pretty well self-sufficient. The drip line runs every other day. And I should come back to a few peppers turning color, which will be really exciting. I did pinch off the buds from this jalapeno. It was really starting to bud out, so I pinched 4 big buds off of it so that it can focus on expanding those roots a little bit better, which is going to be important for its future. But everything else is in good shape. So as always, y'all have a blessed day.